Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BJ at the Movies. I am B.
And I'm Jay.
And we watched The Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3.
Okay.
I am talking loud. We are testing how loud it can go.
So, coming out of this movie, I felt fulfilled. People were talking about what to expect. It made me feel this way, laugh, cry, whatever. So there was a lot of expectation from me, like, oh, this better be good. Wow. That lived up to the hype, and it was good, and I had a good time.
I had a great time. It was an emotional roller coaster, and to me, this was James Gunn saying to Black Adam, hey, this is how you do a superhero movie. This is how you do slow-mo.
Our Black Adam bucket here, we're starting a collection. We could put garbage in this one. But I would put popcorn in the Guardians bucket because it deserves it. And I would like to watch it again. Probably not in theaters, but on DVD or in Blu-ray. UMD.
On UMD.
Remember that? When you watch a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, you know you're always going to get an incredible soundtrack, interesting characters, interesting world, and a solid story. It doesn't feel like a kid's movie. They even drop an F-bomb in the movie, which is the first one in Marvel history, I think.
Really?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's got to be up
Seems
there.
like
One
it.
of the few.
Let's talk about what happens in the movie. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it, all of our wonderful fellow nerds. They take the heartstrings and tug on them like instantly in this movie. I don't think I've ever really cried in at a movie. I don't think. Like, I could feel it well, but I don't let it flow. There's a lot of animal abuse and murdering in this movie, which sounds horrible, and it is, but they obviously don't show it. That is a quick way to make the most hated villain of all time.
The High Evolutionary. What a...
You know, I like a good villain.
Yeah, we need a good villain. You need someone to hate. You need a good heel, and he is a great heel. And you can kind of see why he's so upset with Rocket, because they finally kind of reveal it that Rocket's smarter than him. Someone smarter than God in his little world. I needed him to die. I wanted him to be defeated some way. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily die, but he needed to go down.
No, he had to die. Obviously, he had to die. Crazy new world with giant birds selling cars and
animal people
and rats working out at the gym.
This is like real life. On every time it would go back, like a cutback scene, I'd be like, oh, no.
Yeah, and every time it goes back, like, you hope it's not too sad.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ones that were around him in the cages that he grew up with, did you care about them at all if they were going to die?
I did, just because of him.
Crazy. They did a good job doing it that fast. They didn't have a lot of time to build that.
It's not so much that I cared about the characters, like the walrus and the otter and the bunny. Haunted, was it a bunny spider?
I was like, how are you going to feel
like the bunny spider could die instantly. Shouldn't have been there. Like, no one wants no bunny spiders in the world. That's crazy. I care about Rocket. Rocket cares about them, clearly. Also, I want to give a shout out to Gamora in this movie. I think she was incredible. She was badass. She was like no nonsense, like busting shots at people and kicking ass, and it gave an edge to this movie where it felt like, okay, some serious stuff could happen, or maybe someone will die.
Any scenes that you remember laughing at, or any moments?
Oh yeah, the comedy.
You don't have to go down that.
No.
Like, if you had one, you remember.
Batista's character is trying to be funny, but in the movie he just is what he is.
Yeah.
And like the way he speaks, I find funny. And I mean, a lot of people do. Calling kids morons and all this stuff. We both laughed at Drax. And
there's a lot of Drax moments.
It's like every character they have does what they're supposed to do really well.
Gamora's sister, whatever her face is, she did a really good job as well.
Nebula.
Nebula had a more prominent role. Nebula did great.
Nebula can do anything. And pilot a ship because she just integrates her body into it, and she's the ultimate Swiss Army knife warrior.
You know, or when an action sequence that stood out to me was the one in the hallway, because it had so much going for it. You had the great music, you have the camera angles that were all over the place. It looked like sort of like a one shot at one point, but there's graphics and everything in there. But standout performance, Rocket on this one. And maybe that's the easy choice, but Rocket goes on quite the journey. Maybe he's in a coma, but he's still going through the memory of it, then waking up, being confronted with this guy again, and that trauma. And I just realized you're wearing a green sweater on a green screen. I have a green arm. It's like this is just gonna be a hand a lot of the time, and this might just be a hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you ever worn the green sweater when we did one of these before?
No, I didn't even think of it.
This arm is just gonna be this whole time. This pink ribbon, and then this arm just coming around doing stuff. Like,
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Oh well, whatever. Like one of my favorite things just with the whole like 1, 2, and 3 is how they set up scenes with iconic, perfectly picked songs. And like I've said in the past, I don't like obvious songs being played like "Welcome to the Jungle, we got fun and games" when there's a fight or something. Like the fight that you were talking about, no Sleep Till Brooklyn. To me, like music is so important in everything to control how you feel about the movie, and their music is incredible. If you've seen 1 and 2, 100% you have to see 3 because it's
number 3.
Maybe the best, and if not the best, at least as good as the other one. I can put anything I want here. I could be Groot. I am Groot. I am Gamora.
Can you do what? Can you do a better Groot voice than that though? Is that your best Groot?
Vin Diesel. I am Groot.
Is he Irish?
I am Groot.
I'm Groot. That's Vin Diesel.
I'm Groot. I am Groot. I don't know.
Yeah, that was better. You always like to give it out of 10.
Yeah.
You've been giving a lot of flat ratings lately, so are you going to send a flat rating or what?
A flat rating?
Yeah, you're a big flat rating guy now.
Flat earther. I'm going to say, I don't even remember all my other ratings, so it's a adjustable scale. 8.5.
8.5. I'm going to give this movie out of 10 an 8.4. I'm really stuck between an 8.4 and 8.6. I think it's right in there. I think it's right in that range.
So 8.5.
But I want to get better than you because 8.5 is a stupid score.
Yeah, that's what you want, though.
No, I want 8.6. 8.6. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 8.6. Ginger Heat. You heard it here first. Well, you probably heard it here last because we're reading it late, but you heard it from me.
Okay, yeah. So that was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, a movie that teaches us if you mistreat animals, you're a douchebag. That's B. I'm Jay. Good night.
Good night.